We talk a lot about one-step correction, right? One pad, one polish, bada bing, bada boom. Ivan, today, we're doing a two-step.
Two-step. I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
This is DIY Detail. This 2004 Chrysler Crossfire is in a bit of need. And the paint actually looks glossy. It looks fine until you get close.
The owner washed it before he brought it here, which if you're a detailer out there, you know those guys, they want to brush their teeth before they go to the dentist, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a natural inclination. You want to look good for the detailer. So this actually looks pretty good. We slapped a bit of tire shine on here. We filmed a podcast just before we shot the video. Do not be fooled. It needs a wash. It needs a decon before we go ahead and polish.
Definitely. It feels like sandpaper. So we'll be doing the decontamination, and then we'll be doing a two-step polish, starting with a 21mm DA and finishing with the rotary. And we all know you like our rotary videos, so we're gonna go in depth on the rotary part of it. The washing, you've seen us all wash the vehicle before. We're gonna do that as a fast forward, get through that section. We're gonna be washing with incredible suds and then decontaminating with the perforated synthetic decontamination towel and iron remover, hosing it all off. So here we go. All clean on the wheels.
You let me foam, Ivan, and I got a little too trigger happy.
Yep.
I never mind a little all clean on the lower panels.
Yes, I put a little extra foam on. We just took a picture that we'll be posting to Instagram and asking people what color the car is. So that's why we had a little extra foam.
I think you were inspired, you know? I did a little all clean on the lower and and you felt like you needed to match my energy today. We've got a system here. All clean on the wheels, foam the car, do the wheels, rinse it off, foam again. So right now, let's do the wheels.
Yeah.
This is the time of the video where I say, don't do this in direct sunlight. Even if you have soft water, I would say, yeah, you're probably good, but never, ever take the sun for granted. What do you think about that, Ivan, with soft water?
The sun is never your friend.
No.
Unless you're laying on a beach somewhere, then yes, sun is your friend. But when you're detailing, you need a bit of it, but not too much.
Now, if you wanted to add iron remover to this step, we could have done that before the all clean. So the first thing we did would have been iron remover. But we didn't do that on this vehicle, and I don't think it really needs it. It's a pretty well-maintained vehicle, just in need of a good spa day.
From here, we'll see you when we start the paint correction. Follow along.
Woohoo!
Sorry for the interruption. Today we're actually doing a 2-bucket wash. Now, not what you're thinking, not a rinse bucket and a wash bucket. No, we have a bucket on either side of the car. A lot more efficient and a lot faster.
We're the Tomb Foam Method team here.
Yeah.
So when you said 2-bucket, I said, what? Okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, having a bucket on either side of the car, it may seem like you're using excess product, right? Because you only need one bucket to wash the car. But when you have two people and efficiency and time is also part of the equation, go for it.
Yeah, if you're running a business, this is the way to do the 2-bucket wash. And now back to your regularly scheduled time lapse.
Real quick, we washed, we were about to rinse off, but actually, I don't know, you could call this the 3 foam method. I like to add just a little bit more foam before we decontaminate the paint. Not necessary. Our bucket of decontamination towels has some incredible suds in there. We're using the incredible suds as the base layer of lubrication and then the iron remover for our decon step.
And while you're watching the rest of this time lapse, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. You'll have a few seconds.
Ivan, on horizontal panels, what's your favorite method? Do you like to fold it up into 4s, or do you like this guy?
Depends on how I'm feeling that day.
Now, I would have said the same thing, but usually you're not a feelings guy. You're a standard operating procedure guy.
Yeah.
Because if I tell you one day I feel like washing it this way, you'll tell me, that's not the way we do it around here.
Well, you know, this vehicle's for fun. So we can do it any way we want.
That's what
Running
I'm
a
saying.
business though, yes, a standard operating procedure is a required aspect of profitability.
But in all seriousness, I mean, the pros and cons of the horizontal, you know, towel drag.
It's actually a little slower. So, but it looks really cool.
It does look cool. It feels cool.
Yeah.
It feels safe to me as I do it.
Oh, it's safe for sure.
How many of y'all out there used forced air when you're drying versus just a towel and then let it drip for a while? Because we have a master blaster in the shop. We have a leaf blower. And I feel like a good combination is pretty effective. Unless you're okay with drips for the next 2 hours, which I'm not a huge fan of.
Yeah. Now we're gonna be polishing this, so if it drips a little as we're polishing, not a big concern.
And these waffle towels are great. They're so lightweight. And was it you who were telling me they will absorb up to 8 times their weight?
Yeah, 8 times their weight in water, so, which is enough. Now, we didn't use a drying aid on this vehicle, so we're gonna be polishing and coating it. But when you use a drying aid, like quick beads or ceramic gloss, your towel goes a lot further because the drying aid dissipates the moisture.
Oh, what do you mean by dissipates the moisture? I'm intrigued.
So basically, it takes the moisture off the panel, making it easier to dry.
The car's dried, Ivan.
Yeah, it's dried. We're ready to polish. We've already done a test spot, and you'll see the results here of the test spot. So we're going to be cutting with the wool on the DA and finishing with the rotary with our Rotary Jeweling Pad.
I think a lot of people out there, whether they're pros or enthusiasts, might be like, how do I know what pad and polish to use? How do I know what my paint needs? Like, this whole idea of a test spot or what to use is kind of a lot for people.
Right. Basically, you want to start off with the least aggressive. So my test spot, I started with the rotary and the red jeweling pad. Let's just say it left a little to be desired. It was super glossy. I had really glossy scratches, but a lot of micro marring and scratches on the surface. Next, stepped it up to our gold waffle pad, did a great job, but still some of the deeper scratches were there. This is a hard German paint. Yes, it's a Chrysler, but it was made in Germany. So it's a hard German paint. It can take the wool pad. Tried it with the wool pad, great results. But I like extra gloss.
Right.
So the wool pad, 99% of people would look at it and go, wow, that's super.
Yeah, that would have been a perfectly acceptable one step, right?
Right.
But with the more aggressive pad, it can leave a slightly hazier finish because you had to get a little bit more aggressive in the leveling.
Yeah.
So your marks in the paint are still going to be a little more jagged.
Yeah.
And in this stage, we're making them less jagged, right?
Right. And just a really quick pass with a nice, thick, soft rotary jeweling pad gives it another light, another day, and a lot of gloss.
Plus it matches the paint, so we got to end with the red.
Yeah, exactly. So
Or something.
off we go.
All right, let's do this.
You'll notice us stopping frequently to clean our pads, and a lot of reasons to that. First of all, a clean pad cuts so much better, so it's a lot more efficient to stop for a few seconds and clean your pad. But when do you know when to stop and clean your pad? Well, you can feel it in the machine. It really starts feeling grabby and it's not the same. Secondly, if you look at the pad, see how dirty it is? All I did was this section here. That's all it took. Next, if you look here, this is a nice smooth, we have polish everywhere. Here it's starting to look grabby and it's bunched up, so you can actually see the paint through it. What we want is that nice even surface. When it starts getting grabby, when you start seeing waves in your polish residue, it's time to clean your pad. Well, Nick, we're all done polishing. Now it's time to remove the residue.
2 towels. One dunked in our rinseless wash bucket, so it's damp. I like to have it a little bit more than damp, but you like just damp, right?
Yeah.
And then just a dry towel to wipe down. What are the dangers of having it, not dangers, but too wet?
You leave polish residue behind. Having it just damp makes it so you're not moving water around, and it actually picks the residue up instead of just spreading it around.
There you go. Thanks to the red Rotary Jeweling Pad, we were able to get up into this license plate area around edges so safely. That foam is fat, it is soft. On speed 1, it makes polishing a joy. I think it's my favorite pad. Have you purchased a red Rotary Jeweling Pad yet? If not, give us a reason in the comments below. Are you afraid of the Rotary? Are you skeptical? Are you on the fence? Are you waiting for the next holiday? Just let us know. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation.
Nick, this is a 20-year-old car with original paint. So we did actually leave some scratches behind. We're going for preservation and not perfection on this.
Absolutely. We're never going after 100% defect removal. Not on our own accord anyway. Not unless the customer is asking for it and we have that conversation about, okay, you have a finite amount of clear coat. Once it's gone, it's gone. Is this what you really want? And when we talk about shiny scratches, we're not just talking about hitting this with the Rotary Jeweling Pad and calling it a day. I mean, we did remove a good amount of the swirls, but the deep stuff, it's just not worth it when the paint's this old.
No. And the customer's had this for 20 years. He put those scratches in. There's a chance that he might put them back again. And we have all this gloss. It's still not the last step. We still have ceramic coating to put on.
Panel prep's a simple step, but to do it right, you want to use 1 towel, and while the panel prep is still on the surface and hasn't flashed away yet, you want to dry buff with another towel, Ivan, and why is that?
Because the first towel is lifting any contaminants off the surface that you could have, and the second towel is taking them away. If you allow it to flash and all the solvents to evaporate away, you're basically have redeposited that same thing you're trying to take off onto the surface again.
Even if the paint looks pristine and clean?
Even if it looks pristine and clean, we want to make sure that it is.
And that is to ensure the most longevity and performance of our coating, right?
Exactly. Your coating's going to last longer, it's going to perform better.
So chances are if you're watching this, you want to learn how to do this stuff right. That's the right way to do it, guys. Panel prep on my towel. I can still see it on the surface. Boom. Quick dry buff, no pressure at all. And we're doing it the right way, Ivan. It feels good. It feels good to kind of go the extra mile and feel like what you're about to do is going to work and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Now, panel prep has one additional feature. It allows the coating to go on smoother. Now, we have our own panel prep for a reason. Some people use all sorts of different things as panel preps, and a lot of them, well, honestly, they're not that great. So a prep solvent for a body shop should remain in the body shop. Shouldn't be in the detailing shop. IPA or alcohol, again, not the best tool for the job. That's why we went to the effort of designing our own. Nick, some people have asked why we don't tape the trim when we do a coating.
Well, we can actually ceramic coat trim with our ceramic coatings.
Yeah, we actually want to ceramic coat the trim. So I don't know why you would tape off the trim when you're doing a ceramic coating, but
maybe they're used to taping it off when they polish, which we also don't tape off trim when we polish, because gold standard polish, especially with the gold waffle pad, we actually try to polish that trim.
Exactly.
It makes it look amazing. So really the time savings without having to tape off is just huge with our system.
time savings, and you're actually getting a better job because now everything is coated, not just sections of the vehicle.
This paint looks insane.
Yeah, it was looking good before we started, but looking much better now. We're doing a 5-year ceramic coating. The Crossfire, if you ever want to do a 50-50 shot, this is the perfect vehicle for it. There's literally a line traced all the way through the car. So I'm going to be doing one half, Nick's going to be doing the other half, and we're going to make this shine even more than it does now.
Yeah, it's squeaky clean right now. It is receptive. It wants protection.
Exactly.
And that's what we're going to give it.
We take the ceramic coating, we'll apply 10 or 12 drops to the applicator, And normally we box the panel first, but to spread it on the applicator a little better, I'm actually going to go in a circular motion, get it evenly all over the pad, and then box my section. And then of course, fill in that circular motion.
Yeah, I like that technique where you do the circle on the paint first and then box, because you may have put too much on there. You want to prime that whole pad. Very effective way of doing that.
Yeah. Now, humidity is controlled in here today, so we're going to have a few minutes before we need to wipe this off, level the excess coating.
Yeah, it's not wiping off, it's leveling, right?
Right. So we're actually leveling the coating. What we're actually wiping off is the excess solvents. One section at a time, and I'm always keeping an eye on the top that I did first, just to make sure that when it's ready to level, which pretty much is now, I can go back and level it.
One question folks might have is, how do I know the coating is ready to level?
Well, when you look at it, it looks like an oil slick on water. When 50% of that oil slick on water is taken off, then you can level it. So Nick got a little overzealous on the coating application. You can see it here. So that he has to take his applicator pad and just go back over it to spread that out a little further.
Definitely don't want that dripping in any seams, guys.
No. Then we have two separate towels for leveling the coating.
Which I think is a really effective method. Is just the first one levels, the second one is your insurance towel. Keep them as separate towels, and that way your lab's going to be a whole lot easier.
Right, so the short nap towel is the first one to level the coating, because you don't want to wipe anything off. You want to level, and then you use the taller nap towel just to buff it to a shine. And then work methodically around the vehicle. One section at a time. And we have a rogue water drip here. So I'm going to pick that water drip up, and I'm going to go get another towel.
Always a good idea, right?
Yeah. So this towel is gone. You want to make sure that you're getting the coating in everywhere, so when you have the lettering on the back of the vehicle, the emblems, you want to make sure that you've gone all around those. And I always overlap. So little past where I've been and a little past where I want to go. That way, I know that I'm not missed anywhere. Now this section is ready to level. We'll level it, going over to the other sections at the same time.
Yeah, a lot of people Ivan are afraid of overlapping when they apply the coating.
You actually want to overlap because it's going to give you a better result. You're guaranteed that way that you've got the seams and everything taken care of.
And then when you're leveling, you're doing your insurance wipe, you're also going to overlap, right? So you're giving yourself all the chances in the world to completely remove the appearance of any high spots.
Exactly. Now, there are some coatings on the market where you can't do an overlap because of the way they cure or harden. So you have to be very careful to make sure that yours can. Ours definitely can. We suggest it, we encourage it, we want you to do it.
How do I know if I'm leveling the coating too soon? Folks out there who've never done this before may wonder.
Yeah, so if you're leveling the coating too soon, basically what's happening is your towel will feel grabby. It'll feel like you're moving liquid around, which in fact you are. And with the applicator pad, you have to be very careful. Don't put too much pressure on it. Just let it glide along the surface. And once we've established how much time the cross-linking takes, then we can use that data and just keep moving along the vehicle to get everything coated. And we apply in a circular motion for a couple reasons. First of all, Gets you much more even coverage. Secondly, it reduces the incidence of high spots dramatically. Every time you stop and start is a potential high spot. So by eliminating stopping and starting, by going in a circular motion, you've eliminated the possibility of high spots, or you've reduced it dramatically. Nooks and crannies, and everywhere you have an intersection. So body lines, around the mirror base, things like that. Your risk having high spots. So those are areas you want to concentrate on to make sure that you don't just go over them once, go over them twice. We know that they're high spot, hot spots, and with your secondary towel, you can feel when you have a high spot under it. Never want to forget to do the mirrors. They get lots of abuse from insects, from bugs, from the wind. I always like to do the mirror face as well.
And when you're doing the mirrors or any kind of trim, I always like to wipe off immediately. So I did the mirror face, I'm gonna wipe off or level immediately. Same thing with trim. That's just the way I like to do it. As you said before, the coating actually
cross-links faster on glass.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll just notice in your environment what the coating is doing on the surface, and 50% or so, you want to watch it flash away. When you notice that the appearance is visually going away on you, then you're ready to level.
We get an immediate slickness when we're done applying the coating, which is gratifying. And we know that for the next 5 years at least, this paint will be slick, glossy, and protected. So once the coating is on, we leave it 1 hour before it can go out in the rain. If it's a nice sunny day, well, go for a drive. And then give it a week before washing it. Now, if you do get a bug dropping on there, or bird dropping, a bug remain, get those off as soon as you can. Use rinseless wash, and don't wash the whole vehicle, just spot treat that area. Ceramic coatings have been around for a long time, almost 30 years now. But in the automotive world, they've been around for about 20, a little over 20. So it's a proven technology, it's been around. What's happening these days is the technology is just getting better and better every time, allowing coatings to last longer, to look better, to be more chemical resistant, more durable. So it used to be coatings like this were only available to professional detailers and took training and all sorts of things to be able to apply them. The technology has advanced so much in the last 20 years that now we have coatings that surpass a lot of the professional coatings on the market that are available to you for anyone to install. And they're so easy to install now that definitely anyone can do this. If you can apply a wax, you can apply a coating. Now you'll notice I'm doing these windows and I haven't added any more to my applicator. There's always just a little bit of residue left in the applicator. This is how I like to use it up.
That's a good call. I typically do windows at the end. I happen to just do them as I was there earlier, but I agree with you. I've installed plenty of professional coatings.
Yep.
I was someone who spent a lot of money to get trained and exclusive under certain brands. This stuff is top of the line.
It sure is.
It's just a few simple steps, and you really want to be redundant with your leveling steps here. This is the one thing where just don't get yourself in any high spot issues. They're very doable to remove after a couple of hours. Sometimes you just need to wipe. Sometimes you need to apply a little coating to your applicator, dab it on, and then a fresh level wipe. But if you come back tomorrow, you may need to polish it off. And so the first step would be to put a little polish on a towel and rub and see if that does it. But you may need to grab a polisher. So again, just do it right. Take your time. Double, triple check your work, and you're good to go, guys.
Yeah, I'm just going over it one more time with my towel just to make sure I didn't miss any high spots. Bit of insurance. And plus, it's nice to feel this super slick paint.
Some folks might wonder, what do I do with wiper blades or some of the plastic trim down here when I'm ceramic coating?
So if it's a brand new car, go ahead and coat it. If it's a car that's been on the road for a while and it has a bit of oxidation, the trim is faded, you're best to get a dedicated trim restoration product, use that, and do not coat it. Because once the oxidation has started, it's not going to end. And even if you coat it, it's just going to slow it down. So we've double checked, we've triple checked in some areas.
Woo, Ivan.
Definitely very slick. And now, ready for the tire dressing. That last little bit of bling.
The customer's going to Cars and Coffee this weekend, and I think he's gonna love it.
He's definitely gonna have the brightest crossfire there. Well, sir?
That is amazing.
What do you think?
Oh, yeah, 100 times better than when I brought it in. Holy smokes.
Just have a feel of the paint.
Wow. Now, it's never felt that soft.
No. So this is our 5-year ceramic coating.
Okay.
It's the one that gives us the most gloss.
Okay.
So that, you know, the fact that this is going to car shows, we want to have nice glossy, slick paint.
Yep.
Easy to clean, easy to maintain, and it's going to continue to stay this way.
So, maintenance-wise,
Nice hand wash whenever you want to.
that's it.
Yeah, give it a week to cure. And then after that, wash it as often or as little as you desire, but cleaner it is, the better it is.
Wow. Wow. Amazing.
Here's your key.
That is just absolutely amazing.